This one is for all the young guys out there, particularly in this turbulent time and with so much going on in the world, particularly in the Middle East with the war on Iran. Looks like troops, they're going to try and insert troops into Iran, which will be a disaster. But this isn't really about that per se. It's about the political system, our political system, allegedly our political system. The idea that this is a constitutional republic or a democracy or some form thereof. And to be honest with you, no matter who you vote for, take it from an old guy, and no matter how many times you vote, whether it's local, state, federal, you always get the same thing, the same result. You get the uniparty, you get special interests, you get basically nothing but shit upon. And that's all by design. Whether you're on the left, on the right, in the middle, you always are dead last in the estimation of the people who actually run things. And who does run things? I know we talk a lot about in political circles, we talk about the left, the right, liberals, conservatives, progressives, everybody in between, independents. But the people who actually run things, and not even the people who pull the strings, but the people who actually, the administrative state, the people who actually are the machine of government, and they are a machine. It's relentless, and those people, they don't change. They don't change from year to year or month to month. They're there for careers. They're there, sometimes it's multi-generational. You see fathers and sons and, dating back, as I said, multiple generations. They actually fill the seats. They're the ones who make the day-to-day decisions. They're the ones who impose the tyranny on the masses. And that's not going to change. That won't change in the West until the empire itself collapses. And make no bones about it, this is an empire. Some 900 bases spread out across the globe in far-flung places where, frankly, the so-called United States has very little to no interest. But it's a footprint. It's a toehold. And it's seen as a way of projecting power. But of late, it's actually become more liability than anything else. And the economic liability, the weight of the empire, is beginning to collapse the entirety of the structure. And there's really no hiding that, whether it's overseas with a disastrous foreign policy that's being played out in Iran, in Europe, in the Ukraine, and elsewhere, or at home, domestically, where infrastructure fails daily, where administrative decisions are arbitrary and capricious, but layered in all kinds of lawfare and administrative law. Things like kill switches for your automobile, your vehicle, things like cafe rules, things like greenhouse gas emissions, just nonsensical things that really don't do anything to improve your life, but do many things to make your life worse. And that's really what the empire has been about. It's been about oppressing people domestically and internationally. It's an oppressive regime. We live in an oppressive regime. That will change, maybe sooner rather than later, as the empire collapses. But it's going to take a lot of people with it, and it's not going to be pretty. And then still a last gasp. Now, as I said, I'm an older guy. I'm in my, I guess, 7th decade, right? Yes. And entering my 7th decade. I'm in my 6th decade. I'm not a baby boomer. But there are plenty of people in my generation and the baby boomer generation, and frankly, younger generations, millennials and so on, who still drink that Kool-Aid. Now it's better with Gen Z. We've yet to see with Gen Alpha, but it's better with Gen Z. Of course, there are some millennials who are awake, and there have been. Frankly, there are people in my generation that have been awake, and to a large degree, that's growing too. You see people who were normies, who drank the Kool-Aid early on, like Tucker Carlson, who have had an awakening. So that is happening. The baby boomers seem to be, although there are some of them that are, they're awake and they understand what's going on. Many of them, maybe because of when they grew up and the juxtaposition of the idealism of the environment they grew up in, and how conditions were optimal for their economic and personal benefit, fail to see it. But there's definitely change. It's in the air, you can tell. It's a time of tumult. It's a time of challenges. And some people are going to, I must say, I feel for the people, and I'm not going to call them foolish, and I'm not going to challenge their decision making, but I do feel for all the young men out there, younger men, some of them are millennials, particularly officers who thought they were doing the right thing, the patriotic thing by going into the military, and now are being sent overseas to die for someone else's war. I feel for them. And I would encourage those groups out there that are conscientious objector, who assist conscientious objectors to reach out and help these young men. There's just no reason to send these guys to slaughter. And frankly, there's no reason to slaughter people in these countries who've done nothing to us, nothing to Americans, and frankly, nothing to people in their region. Most of these folks just want to live their lives and be left alone. But that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, that's what it all boils down to. That's the issue with empire. You can't be left alone. So, at any rate, again, I pray for peace, but I think we all need to prepare for what's coming and be vigilant. Thank you, and until next time.